Jim Rohn once said, "Don't wish it was easier. Wish you were better." For many business leaders, this quote hits home. You've mastered your work, yet when it's time to talk about it, the fear creeps in and you find yourself wishing I could be better. Yet, you're sometimes unwilling to do the work it takes. And that's what today's video is all about, is to encourage you to do the work so you can stop wishing and you can be better. Why this matters. Speaking, presenting is a key to successful leadership. Gee, I hope tomorrow's meeting is boring, said no one ever. As leaders, it's our responsibility to make sure that the meetings we're leading, the presentations we're giving, the connections we're making, how we introduce ourselves, how we talk about ourselves, how we talk about our project is clear and impactful. And the only way that happens is if you're willing to do the work. It will not happen by just wishing it was true. Here's what I want you to think about. When you wing a presentation, people can tell. When you show up unprepared, even if you have an agenda, let's say, but you haven't reviewed it before the meeting, people can tell. A leader who prepares intentionally, your audience knows the difference, even if it is simply your team, not clients, not a speaking engagement, your team. They know, they can tell. So here's what I want you to think about in terms of practicing as opposed to wishing. Trade complexity for clarity. In a lot of industries, there's jargon. And when you fill your presentation with jargon, even if people know that jargon, it can be confusing and people lose interest. Practice like you mean it. Practice in front of the mirror. I know that's old hat. If you don't like the mirror, use your mobile device. Almost every smartphone, I'm sure every smartphone, has the ability to make a video recording. It's just for you, for practice. No one needs to see it, but I would challenge you to review it, to see where you might improve, to see what language creeps in unintentionally. Where do you have ums and ahs or favorite words? I know I am guilty of starting a lot of sentences with the word so as a transaction. No, that's not the word I want either, but a bridge between one idea to another, that's better. It didn't occur to me how often I used that word until I started transcribing or using a closed caption video technique for this very channel. I try really hard to avoid that word. Not always successful, and that's the thing. Even when we get better, even when we improve, little things might creep in. Okay, you just can't dwell on them. You need to ignore them and move forward. But still, it's about practice and it's about being intentional. And then seek some feedback. I ask my coach for feedback all the time. You might not have a coach. I would encourage you to get one. You might not have a mentor. I would encourage you to get one of those. There's a lot of free resources for those too, or you may decide that the investment is worth it. Many of my clients tell me at first they were uncertain about making this investment in themselves, but they are super glad they did because it's helped them improve and it's helped hold their feet to the fire so that somebody comes alongside them and gives them honest feedback. It's not your best friend just saying, "Oh yeah, that was good." Sometimes your friends can be honest, but many times they're a little reluctant to tell you the truth. So find somebody who will help you get better, help you improve, and maybe that person is the person in the mirror, and you can do that using technology. So I think it's important that you go from good to great, or even mediocre to great, when you're doing presentations. And that means you need to practice. You need to get feedback, and you need to repeat the process. You've heard me say this before. It's a lot like going to the gym. You don't build a six-pack of abs with one sit-up. It takes constant repetition. So, as opposed to wishing you were better, I want to encourage you to show up and do the work. And if it makes sense, reach out. If you know somebody who could benefit from listening to this video, please share it. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe to my channel so you get updates every week. Until next time, do the work. Stop wishing.